Here's a scary thought. What if it wasn't just you in your brain? What if there was someone else? So you go to see your doctor, and the doctor runs a brain scan on you, and then they tell you the news is really bad. They've found a hostile entity living in your brain, hiding in your subconscious, and inserting its nefarious agenda into your conscious mind. A parasite, secretly subverting your goals and constantly undermining your best intentions. And then the doctor tells you there's not much they can do, that it's pretty much up to you to fight it. So here's the question. What would you be willing to do to fight such an enemy? And spoiler alert, what if what I just described is actually sort of true? In 2004, 2 neuroscientists and 2 economists ganged up to publish a paper in Science magazine. In it, they measured the neural activity of volunteers who had to decide between smaller immediate rewards and larger long-term gains. What they found is that our brains essentially have competing systems. The emotional, impulsive limbic system, greedy for short-term rewards, and the analytical, deliberate prefrontal cortex, capable of forward-looking executive thought. What this and several other studies seem to show is that our behavior is often the result of conflict between different internal systems. Now, there was a time back in the olden days when things were simpler, and this impulsive limbic system was probably pretty important. Seeking short-term gratification is the right thing to do when your primary concern is day-to-day survival, when you're just trying to conserve energy, sleep with sexy people, and find enough food to eat. But now we live in this crazy, complicated world where bigger picture thinking is pretty much a requirement for our health, success, and happiness. In fact, they've done quite a few studies on the benefits of self-control and delaying gratification, and the results are pretty amazing. Now, this is the human brain we're talking about here, folks, and it's a complicated issue. I should point out that there's not really consensus on this stuff, and you've got plenty of neuroscientists who don't subscribe to any sort of multiple selves in competition model of the human mind. But what about our subjective experience of ourselves? I mean, I often feel conflicted. I feel competing impulses at work. I have to use willpower. And what is willpower exactly? It's a power that you use against yourself. Okay, and a lot of our language revolves around these issues of internal control. We are torn, we're conflicted, we need willpower, self-control, we need to practice discipline, build habits, make resolutions, seek accountability. We're hungry for motivation, inspiration. We do things on autopilot, subconsciously. We have impulses, fixations, dependencies, hang-ups. We get carried away. We lose our temper in the heat of the moment. Headlong, headstrong, rash, reflexive, reactive, thoughtless, addictive, impulsive. At some point, you have to wonder, who exactly is running things up here, man? Because it sounds pretty wild. So we're imperfect beings. We're messy, conflicted. And why do we talk about self-control so much? Because we don't completely have it, and we want it. To which there are 2 answers. We need to get it, or we need to stop wanting it. So here's your bonus question. If you could choose only one, which would you take? More control, or less need to be in control? And if you cannot choose because you have doubts about the fundamental premise here, that's fair as well. Please write a nice haiku. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. I hope you'll continue watching. I have some interesting things planned for you in the future. Please click on the like and the subscribe and tell a friend. And please put your answer to the question in the comments so I can judge you.